Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by Living To Do's review of Ghost Season 4, Episode 1, Don't Die Easy. We've been waiting for this season, the second to the last season, and they started with a bang. So before we get started, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We would really appreciate it and thank you in advance. So let's talk about it. They open up where they left off last season with the gunplay in the warehouse. Uh, Tyreek and Braden are shooting at Diana, Effie, Kane, Drew, Noma, and her boys. They started it off wild. What did you think of it?
I thought it was a great place to pick up from where we left off from last season with beginning, the beginning tensions of this war going on in the
Yeah,
South.
very good. What's that guy's name, Noma's right hand man? Obi? Is it
I think it
Obi?
is. I believe it's Obi. Yeah.
Obi, okay. Obi was upset. Everybody's upset that Braden and Tyreek got away from the group. He's calling them, "You let Ebony and Ivory get away." So funny. And they did. They got away. I think, did Braden, I think he shot, he do, he was
I
shooting.
think Kane got
He got
he
shot.
got hit by Braden. Braden hit Kane first. I think that's how it went.
Did it? Okay. And there other guys there, the other guys in the group, just people we didn't know their name. Were they killed?
Extras.
The extras?
I don't. I don't
Uh,
think anyone was killed. It was just a.
okay, there was just a shootout and
Yeah.
they got away. I mean,
They
the
didn't
one.
die easy. That's for sure.
They got away, and I guess Braden had a plan to get them to the dock, I guess. Was another car waiting there? They got the SUV. Was that where you got the SUV?
I remember them stashing Braden's vehicle.
Yeah, the Mercedes, and then they got into something else. Or they had their clothes. They got another set of clothes that they put on
I think the SUV they were in is one of those Weston vehicles from the Weston business.
from the business. Oh,
Yeah.
really? I didn't even think about that.
Because I don't know where else they'd be getting those SUVs from.
I don't know where they got them. Um, Noma said that the priority is to get Tyreek and Braden. She put $100,000 on each of their heads. She wants them dead. Um, I think she knows. I think Tyreek told her something about her daughter. Her daughter, right? And so now she believes her daughter's life is in jeopardy. Mm.
And so is Monet's.
Monet is in the hospital. She lived. She's having surgery. She's unconscious. She's on the table being operated on, and then you see her like she's in overlooking what the doctors are doing to her, knowing that she's close to death, and then people that crossed over in her life appear with her. So we get another look at Mecca with his cute self and her ex-husband. What was his name?
Lorenzo?
Oh yeah, that's right, Lorenzo. They're in the scene because they were killed, I guess, last season, and they need to get a check, so they appear and they're just telling her how awful she is, what a terrible mother she is, that she doesn't put her kids first. Oh, and I guess, it's a dream sequence. And so she's thinking, mulling it over. She wants them out of her head. She thinks everything she does for her kids. But
They think otherwise.
everybody thinks otherwise, and nobody's happy. So we see also that Angela's nephew is in the police station. He has the drive that Cooper Sachs left behind. It was in his possession, and he's going to solve the murder because it affects his life. His aunt was Angela Valdez, which was Ghost side chick. And, he's going to do everything he can uh, to solve this case. And his poor mother, Angela's sister,
I
is
think her name is Paz.
Paz. You got it. It sure was. Paz, she's like holding tight to her son. She doesn't want anything to happen because that's all the family she has. But he says, I'm not going to get hurt. I'm just, I'm doing my job. I'm going to solve the murder. Um, Kane goes to the Weston house because he's looking for Braden and he thinks they have the answers. So he goes up there with Effie. Effie drives him over there because he was shot. Looks like he might have been shot by Braden's gun. He goes to the Weston home. He's been there before. And he is beating Braden's older brother. I think whatever his name was. It Patrick?
I think it was Trace.
Oh, that's right. It was Trace. And everybody hates Trace anyway. And he's just letting Trace have it, just beating him. And the father comes down the stairs to see what all the commotion's about. And he sees Kane beating him. And then Kane rises up with his gun pointed at that father. Father has his hands up. Oh, we don't know where he is. We honestly do not know. If we knew, we would tell you. Effie comes in. She comes in and she says, if they knew, they would have said something already. Let's leave them alone. Let's go. And they said they won't tell the police what had happened, what transpired in their home. So we have Diana and Drew. They're going to her college dorm. Why were they going there? Not to get Braden's sister. They just happened to run into her, right?
I think that was Drew's plan.
To get the sister?
I don't think Diane knew, but I think that was Drew's
plan. Oh, you
plan
think Drew... Okay, Drew's thinking 2 steps ahead of everybody. So Diana and Drew are in her dorm room. Diana's getting something. And who walks in? Braden's sister. Her name is Becca. And Drew wants her to come along. Oh, no, Diana informs her, your brother's in trouble. And Drew wants her to come along. And I think she wants to come along too, right? At first. And she they're going to go see where Braden is. I don't even know, where are you off to? She doesn't really know anything. But they're going to look for Braden. So they get in Drew's car. And they're on the lookout for Braden. Meanwhile, Noma's daughter, Ayanya, I think her name is, she is coming in, I think from Italy. She was in school. And she's a very snobby little rich girl. She talks very down to the workers. I think it was the guy. He's not the pilot, but she's going to go on a private plane. Or she's landing. She just landed from a private plane. And there's some issue. And she just wants the issue dealt with. She kind of waves them off, ignores them, puts her headphones on. Really, really bratty. Braden and Tyreek show up. And there's a whole bunch of people guarding Anya. And Braden and Tyreek have to devise a plan to get these goons away from her so they can kidnap her and hold her hostage so they can have leverage with Noma, who put a hit on their head. So, what did they do? They get this SUV and they're speeding down the runway towards the goons, and the goons start shooting with their machine guns.
This is like a little trick out of a video game, it looks like, with the ghost driver.
Right.
And then here comes Tariq and Braden.
Yes. On the other side. And they got all these machine guns and they just start shooting. I don't know, it's like 6 or 8 of these guys out there. And Braden and Tyreek, the two of them, nail them all, get them all, kill them all. And meanwhile, the girl that was sitting in the SUV,
She's already gone.
she's going out, yeah, the side door of the hangar, and I guess she's on her way home. But the guys, they missed getting her. She gets home to her mom, Noma, and Noma's frightened because I guess she gets word that her gunmen are all killed. Her daughter comes into the house just bratty, just as bratty. And her mother are not seeing eye to eye. She wants her money from the trust fund. She's not going to get until she's 21. And her mom she's like, did you see any commotion while you were out there? No, I'm just rushed around. She's just bratty. She doesn't realize the danger she was in. First of all, it's because your mother is your mother. What happened to the time when people come home from school and their mom greets them and cookies and milk or whatever? Not all this gunplay. Drugs. Your mom's a drug lord. Oh God. Braden and Tyreek find out that they have a hit of $100,000 each on their head, and they learn this from Method Man. Method Man was in the shower with his girls. I thought he was married. Not that that's what Method Man does, but anyway, he talks to Tyreek. Tyreek needs his help, and there's an issue with Davis's license to be a lawyer. So he really doesn't want Tyreek to tell him anything because he doesn't have that attorney-client privilege at the moment. He's working on getting whatever issue resolved from whoever, I guess the board. I can't remember what happened. Maybe we didn't see too much of that last season, so that's a story that's going to open up. Noma and Obi pay Method Man or Davis a visit. Davis has guns on them, and Obi has a gun on him. And they want to know where Tyreek is. And he's like, I don't know where Tyreek is. He does not know. So they eventually leave. It's just how Noma just shows up. I'm sure there's security doors to these penthouses, and she just finds a way
to. No sign or nothing.
No. But anyway, I'm going to tell you about Method Man. He did have a shower scene. And he is over 50 years old. And he looks so good. So good. He has a body of a man in his 20s. Oh my God. That just had to be said. I had to get that off my chest. He looked good. Okay. So after Kane is shot, they go and I guess they get a doctor to look at him. A doctor comes to the house. A concierge type doctor, I guess. And of course, he says, you're lucky that you're still alive and whatnot. And of course, Kane takes after his mother with that attitude. Anyway, the doctor leaves. He gets all bandaged up and whatnot. And just like I thought, Kane and Effie had a moment. They were kissing because he always liked her. And she kind of wasn't really feeling him. But I think there's going to be a love storyline between Kane and Effie this season. Were you surprised to see that?
I wasn't surprised, but I won't be surprised if one of them dies this season.
Oh. It'll be Effie before it's Kane.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Back at the hospital, there's complications with Monet. They're giving her CPR. And she's back in that dream sequence. And she sees Zeke. Zeke got his hair colored. So apparently, up in heaven, there's a salon. Anyway, Zeke is telling her, why did you do this to me? Why didn't you just leave me in the Carolinas where he was raised by Monet, I should say, Monet's sister, uh, you know, he it's just all a dream sequence. So, and then she says something to him about his, something about her kids, and he goes, I didn't understand that because he's your kid too. You just made the
Oh yeah.
separation between my kids and you. Like you're not the firstborn, in fact.
But Mecca and Lorenzo are also playing at that. She's mean to everyone and her kids and stuff. Weren't they doing that?
Yeah, they were saying you put hurt on hurt, and that's what you do. You're a hurt person, and hurt people. And you just had this, and you have this family, and you always had. Have you ever smiled? I mean, why are you living?
I
You
can't
are
think of a scene
so
where she smiled.
miserable. You can't remember a scene where she's smiling?
Mm-mm.
Just miserable. Oh my God. So because there's complications, they get word to Diana, who's out on the streets per Noma's instructions. And she tells, while they're in the car, while she's in the car with Drew and Becca in the back seat, she's like, she tells Becca, I have to go. My mom's in the hospital and there's a complication. I got, Drew doesn't like this because Drew thinks that his mother should die. Basically, he don't care about her. She didn't care about them. Um, she killed their father. She made him kill a friend. He's through, and Diana's having the second thoughts. She first she wanted her mother dead, but now her mother's suffering. She's still alive, and she's suffering, and she's regretting what she's done. So she's off to the hospital to see about Monet. So Becca's in the back seat. Drew is driving, and Drew tells Becca, we're gonna still look for your brother Brayden. So they're looking around, and now instantly Becca don't feel good about this. She's like, oh, she's looking all around. You can see how uncomfortable she's getting, and they pull up somewhere, and she goes, I'm gonna call my dad. And Drew doesn't want that. He doesn't want to alert anybody that he has her because she doesn't know she's being kidnapped. And he tried to grabs her phone, and she goes, okay, I'll call Brayden. And he doesn't want her calling anybody. He grabs her phone. Now you don't grab nobody's phone right now. That's like grabbing a purse. So she is really feeling uncomfortable, and she has pepper spray because she's a girl on campus, and so she's spraying his face. And she gets out. She runs away. She's at the dock, on the water. There's a pier. There's these docks, and she's running and she's running. Meanwhile, Brayden was with Tyreek, and then I think he gets wind that his sister. Oh yeah, what happened was Drew, when they put her in the car, when they told her to go in the car, he had recorded them talking, just casually talking, and he sent that message to Brayden. That's why Brayden took off. He was with Tyreek, but he had to go see about his sister. So he goes to the dock. Meanwhile, Becca is running around the dock, and Brayden drives up. And was there a shootout at that moment?
No, what happened was Braden was still on his way to meet with whatever the meeting was going to be or whatever, and then he sees Becca. Then he hops out of the car, and then it looks as if Drew is pulling up to them, and then he stops to shoot them or something, and then Tariq hits them.
Oh, he hits them. Okay. And well, he hits Drew, I guess, because
He hits Drew, not everyone.
Becca ran already.
And then Tariq starts shooting and missing everything.
Yeah.
After he just made every shot he
What happened to those machine guns? Was that a regular handgun he was shooting?
It was.
So they safely get Becca in the SUV, and they take her home. And at the front door, her the dad, Weston, answers the door. He sees his daughter and his son, and he grabs his daughter, hugs her. Oh, he's really, happy and ecstatic that she is alive, and he knows this is all Braden's doing, and he wants Braden to go away. He's like disowning Braden at this moment. You want to be with those jungle bunnies, and you go be with them, and you live like them. And I was like, oh my God.
Becca was super mad.
Oh my God. Calling Tyreek a jungle bunny? Okay.
Remember last season, he's like, oh, my other son, Tariq. Now it's this.
Now this, let that get back to Tyreek. Let that be the last kill. He pissed me off. Okay. So, meanwhile, Drew he is getting some people, some goons out on Braden and Tyreek. He's got this Asian girl and this white guy. They get the word that go get Tyreek. Look for Tyreek. There's $100,000 each on their heads. The goons are the hitmen. They get themselves ready, their guns and their gear and whatever, and they're out. They're out searching for Tyreek. Effie's a double agent.
She really is.
Because Effie is with Kane, and Kane wants blood. He knows that what he was told is Diana said that Tyreek shot Monet, so he wants to kill Tyreek. And so Effie was told by Monet, I don't know, by Noma, Tyreek has to go. And so what we didn't know is Effie is a double agent because she's out on the prowl with Kane, searching for Braden and Tyreek to kill them. But she's also sending a text to Tyreek talking about Kane's here. They're on the campus because apparently they have money stashed there on the campus. And Effie is giving them heads up. Kane's here to kill you. Huh. I didn't see that coming. Did you?
I didn't see that coming, but it doesn't surprise me. Effie likes Tariq. She likes Kane, but she works for what's her face?
Noma.
Noma.
Yeah. So Noma gets wind that Braden and Tyreek are also on Stanfield's college campus. And I guess everybody is going towards there. I guess the goons are directed there. Everyone's directed there. And the cop comes. Actually, it is the cop, but his name is Angel, I think his name is. That's Angela's nephew. He's out at night, not conducting no business during the day. He's out at night, and he runs into some girl, and it was so interesting because Braden and Tyreek walk on campus. They got their hoodies and everything, and they're going to the stash of money because they're supposed to get out of town because Noma is too much. So, Keisha, light skinned Keisha, I think her name is. Is that her name on the show?
Or? It is.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, she sees them and she's like, "Hey guys," she wants to say hi. She's up on, I don't know, a second floor, third floor, and the guys are down. They don't look up. They're just steady walking. And she's like, "What?" They didn't even speak to her. Meanwhile, that cop, that detective, he's approaching one of the other girls on campus, and he wants to know, "Have you guys seen Braden and Tyreek?" And then light-skinned Keisha interrupts that. She's all, "Hey, white girl, you don't tell no cops where a black man is." Because we all know what really goes down in that, when they're held in, taken in, things don't always go. Most of the time, people come out dead. So, so light-skinned Keisha, she kind of shoos that cop away. So he's still on campus looking around, and the guys, what happened? They get the money. They find themselves, no, what
They
happened?
got the money, and then it cuts back to light skinned Keisha, and she was just saying how she has to protect whatever, Tariq or whatever, and then she goes and is about to tell Kane. She's like, "Oh, he's on
Oh,
campus."
that's true.
Like, how are you gonna not? How are you gonna not
Well,
say
because
something
she
and then say
doesn't,
something?
she just thinks Kane is a friend and Effie's his girlfriend. So she doesn't think she's giving information to the wrong people. So
But
Effie,
look at Kane. Look at how he's approaching her. Look how he's dressed. Come on.
look at the blood.
Come on. He gotta. Come on.
I don't know if he had blood on at that time, but he
I don't
looks.
think he changed jackets yet.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
He was running around with blood on that jacket all episode. It looked like.
So, Angel's nephew, or no, his name is Angel. Angel, the detective, he runs in. Oh no, he runs into Braden and Tyreek, and he tells them that he has a drive. Oh, and he introduces himself. He lets them know my aunt was Angela Valdez. Braden doesn't know who that is. That's news to Braden. Who's Angela Valdez? He says. And Tyreek says, that was my dad's bitch. Well, of course you insulted Angel, because that is his aunt that he looked up to, followed in her footsteps to become, in law enforcement. Um, and somehow, some way, Tyreek knows he is not here to arrest him. He goes, "Are you going to read me my rights? Am I under arrest?" So he walks. He tells him, Angel tells Tyreek, "I have this drive from Cooper Sacks. I guess it's gonna solve the case, right?" They walk off. Meanwhile, I guess what happened was one of the goons, the white guy goon that Drew called to come and kill Braden and Tyreek, he encounters Angel, the DA, right?
No, I think what happened is he heard Tariq was about to walk away, and then he turns the corner and he starts shooting.
Oh, okay. He starts shooting at all of them, at the three of them.
And then it looked like Braden and Tariq figured out a way to leave that floor.
Well, but Angel killed the gunman, right?
But he got hit, I believe.
He killed the gunman, but the gunman was able to...
He
shot him.
Yeah, he got shot by the gunman, then he killed the gunman.
And so Tyreek and Braden go back over to him.
To see what happened.
Yeah.
And then Braden wanted to go, but Tariq was like, forget that.
No, what happened was Tyreek got the file that's going to solve the case. Mm-hmm. He got it off the boss. I think he just took it off. The guy was still alive. And what happened was Tyreek, while the guy was down, Angel, Tyreek killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And
executed him just because.
Right. And so since he knows everything that went down, he knows that Angel shot the gunman. He is going to put his fingerprints on the DA's gun. So it looks like it was self-defense. Like the gunman killed. The thing is, it was close range. He shot you the first time. That might be it. When the gunman first shot Angel, he was at a further distance. But when Tyreek shot him to kill him, he's right up on him. They're going to have to see, how did those bullets, one way over here and one right on him, how did that happen? I don't know. Just
the
mark
fragments and all that.
Yeah, and all of that.
Off, yeah.
Because they're going to do an autopsy and see. They can tell how close you were when the bullet hit you, how close the gunman was. So that was interesting.
Yeah, because the gunfight started from range, but it all ended at point blank.
Mm-hmm. And so the cops come to this was so not really real. Other cops come and they're investigating and they're questioning Tyreek. Tyreek openly tells them, yes, the gunman shot the DA and I shot the gunman. So it looks like it was self-defense. And so they just let you just take, it's not a traffic ticket. You don't just get to walk away. You have to go to the precinct. There's paperwork to do. Somehow, Braden and Tyreek are on to the next. They, oh, what they did before they killed the DA, they put him on FaceTime with Noma. And they were telling Noma how they have information on you about green cards and illegal stuff going that she's affiliated with. So Tyreek gets a truce from Noma and Obi for the moment because of this. She's so smart in something like this. I don't. I guess we have to just let the show play, but some moves sometimes just don't make sense. But so now there's a truce. There was a hit out on him, $100,000 each. He got this some information that the DA is looking for her, a crackdown on her business. She and Tyreek, they form a truce. So that's happening there. Why did Braden call? Oh, he called the police. That's why the police came, because Braden tipped him off to let him know. I hear gunfire come to the school. So that happened. Effie and Kane and everybody get a message from Noma to stand down. Do not put a hit on Braden and Kane anymore. But Kane wants to get him anyway. He don't even care. And he says, I'm just going to act like I didn't get that text. I didn't read it.
And then right after that, he's walking at night, super late, and you hear the footsteps of Tariq. He sees him. He's going for him.
Mm-hmm.
But then Tariq runs back to the crime scene.
So now we have Monet. She left her brother to go to the hospital because Monet is waking up. Monet, she was in surgery. We see her in surgery. Now we see her in her hospital bed, waking up with her long nails, face beat. Where them lashes come from? You didn't have those lashes in surgery. It's so crazy how TV does that. So like the last scene is we see a guy, he's in church and he's praying. He's having a hard time because his wife was murdered. And this guy is Michael Ealy. He's playing a cop. His wife Denise was murdered. Of course, he's going through a hard time. He's Detective Carter, and he's in church praying and talking to the priest. And as he leaves the church, he runs into Angela's sister and Angel's mother. And she's in church because she just lost her son. And she runs into this detective and she tells him, I lost my son. I have no one. She's crying in his arms. And now he has purpose in life. He is going to solve her son's murder. And it ended like that. What did you think of the episode?
I thought the episode was great. Very good action. I love how they picked up from the mid-season finale of the last part of this season. And I'm very excited.
Yeah. And, and it was nice to see the dead, Lorenzo, Mecca, and Zeke. So, everybody get a check. So that's nice. I thought this episode, the season came in with a bang. It looks high energy. I can't wait to see the rest of the season. But that's it for now. Thank you for staying with us to the end. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We would really appreciate it. And we thank you in advance. But we got to go because why?
We got living to do.
Bye.